It's Howie from 105.3 New Life Radio here with Consumed by Fire. How you guys doing?
What's going on, Howie?
Thank you for allowing me to conduct this interview and taking some time out from your travels abroad and around to give us a little preview of what you guys have going on. Go down the line. We're introducing fresh. Give us the names.
Well, I'm Josh Ward. You'll find that in this band we have one thing in common, and that's that our last names are Ward. This is Josh Ward, Jordan Ward, really Caleb Ward, Irvin Ward, Ryan Ward, and for today, Howie Ward.
Oh, well, my real name actually is Howard. So it all kind of fits.
See what I mean? We're family. That's what's important.
But really, that's Irvin Smith and Ryan Carey. Everything else is absolutely honest.
But Jordan and Caleb, though, they don't know us. So.
Excellent. Well, you guys are going to give them a treat today, and we're gonna hear some music. Of course, your last album was Something Real, and successful. It had introspective melodies and sing-along harmonies, and everybody really dug it. You got to play a lot of it live, and it got some radio play. Today, we're going to talk about The Fight. Tell me, before we get started, where did the title come from? Who wants to go?
Came from Something Real. I think what that record did to us, it made us make the fight. We showed some different sides of ourselves. You know, we were a lot younger. Well, I did that album when I was 17. I'm about to turn 20 now. Tell my age now, I feel like an old man.
You're real old.
Yeah. But I had just turned 17. So, you know, all that material was anywhere from my age of 14 to then. And a lot of, you know, disappointments in a lot of ways, a lot of struggles. That really led to the fight for us. And so, you know, when we wrote Something Real, we wrote those songs a lot for other people because, you know, traveling at that young age and seeing ministry, you know, our father's a preacher, our mother and him, and, you know, so growing up in the ministry and, you know, seeing people that, you know, have a lot of pain and a lot of heartache in their lives, it really impacted us at a young age to make us want to write songs about them and what those people go through. So The Fight is really special for us because we wrote that about our own pain and our own struggles. And I think we sing this with a little more conviction than we do the other songs. We like to look at our songs as, you know, children because we have, you know, something connected to all of them. So I don't like to, you know, feel like I'm playing favorites with, I guess, our kids in a weird way, but there's some I'm more proud of. You know, others took paths I don't approve of.
Well, you don't have to get into your home life growing
up.
Really, we didn't have to go there. We're going to talk about that process a little bit. I want to take you guys through, and I want to take the viewers through the present of what you guys have kind of going now, the process of where you guys feel God's taking you, and where you guys are going as individuals in this season of your life, and then we'll get to the promise of where you see the vision that you painted for yourself and what you feel God has painted for you, the promises, inheriting the promises.
That's so deep. Listen to this.
So we're going to get there. Yeah. You can play some music for us now, though.
All right,
Is that okay? Can we do that?
What song should we start with?
We'll do The Night We Broke Down. I mean, let's take it from the beginning of the fight. Like this is the name of the song.
That's it.
We wrote this song about an instance when we were in the recording process of our last album, Something Real. I mean, we're human beings. Let's do real talk for a second.
Sure.
We get upset at each other, especially when you're brothers. You're a little more honest in the studio than you would be with somebody you've only known for a couple of years or what have you.
Right.
We're really sometimes honest to a fault, and we had a really rough night. And this song is all about that rough night. And so.
I still remember the night we broke down. It's like I relive it. All the yells and the sounds, how we fought and we quit and we swore it was it that last time. But here we are, playing our songs tonight. We're on this stage and man, it feels so right. You say you wanna let go, Escape, could you give it away? Throw it away. I thought I knew what I wanted, but it wasn't what I thought it was. And some say we've made it, some say we've got it good, but we think they're crazy and simply misunderstood. 'Cause we fight and we quit and we swear that it's it all of the time. But here we are, playing our songs tonight. We're on this stage and man, it feels so right. But still you wanna let go of everything we used to be. But stop looking at me. Escape, could you give it away and throw it away? I thought I knew what I wanted, but it wasn't what I thought it was. Could you give it away? Really throw it away? If you knew what you wanted, was it really what you thought it was? Everything we used to be, then quit looking at me. Escape, could you give it away or throw it away? I thought I knew what I wanted, but it wasn't what I thought it was. Could you give it away? Really throw it away? If you knew what you wanted, was it really what you thought it was? And I still remember the night we broke down. It's like I relive it. All the yells and the sound.
Yeah. Two things. As I heard you play that, number one, I wanted to start singing along with it. But do you guys hope that you do that in your music?
We hope so. Even with the drums on this record, I told the guys,
It's true.
I want to do drums different on this record. I want to see everybody, once they've had the record for a little bit, start air drumming along like the Phil Collins record or something.
The number two thing was, I felt like I was 16 and I just broke up with my girlfriend. Listening to that song, it was beautiful, it was haunting, yet it drew you in a way that it plays into your faith. I want to talk about the process, because that kind of tells us a little bit about the present fight that you guys are in.
Yeah.
What about the process that you find you guys yourselves in the fight as musicians trying to make it?
Urban, you answer that. I mean, just because. I'd like to hear.
The fight comes from inside. So many things, your thoughts. Like, I don't think I can achieve this. I feel like God's called me to do this as a musician, to use my skills and gifts to accomplish things for the kingdom. But we can hold ourselves back sometimes because of fear inside. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's a fight to say, okay, I can do this. I can keep going on. I don't have to give it away. I don't have to throw it away.
Yeah.
It's not where I thought it'd be, but we got to keep fighting, keep going, because I know what God told me it's going to be.
That's it.
Yeah. Do you feel like that is a message for the listeners?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, this whole record, I think, is based around. All right, so we went to Nashville. We did a record. It was a rockin' record. We had a lot of fun doing it. We got to play a lot of places, but we haven't arrived anywhere. You know what I mean? We are still on this path. It's still a struggle. It's still somewhere that you're trying to get from point A to point B. And just because some doors open up and some things get there doesn't mean it's not still a heavy, hard fight.
And I think the reality is no matter how far we get, no matter where God takes us in this journey, the truth is that Paul talked to Timothy about the good fight of faith, and how the Word tells us we grow from glory to glory, from faith to faith. So it's not that the fight ever ends. It's just you have a different fight at different seasons. Yeah. And it's not that every fight has to be a storm either. I mean, unless you're experiencing a fight, you're not opposing anything. And we're always going to oppose every work of the enemy. I mean, let's just be honest. You know what I mean? We're gonna fight tooth and toenail for what we know God's sold us.
What do you feel is the thing that connects you to your fans? Faith, of course, but in your music, in your lives, what do you feel like people really hang their hat on?
I always want to say it's that we try to be as real as possible.
That's it.
And make ourselves as vulnerable as possible. A lot of times I think, there's a fine line too, because, I'll listen to some bands and, maybe they have it all on the line, but sometimes I feel like they might go too far if it is, in music, it carries a spirit behind it. And a lot of times when you want to relate and you want to be real, you can carry a spirit of heaviness. And I think in the night we broke down, we did our best job to let people know what was happening. Let them, feel what we felt, but still
don't do it on the other 13 tracks of the record.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
And I feel like there's, a lot of bands out there that just want, they find one time, wow, they connected to that.
Yeah.
And then they try to make that their brand and, brand this, over emotional, because, lyrics, melodies, they carry emotion and they carry weight. And I feel like if you're an artist and, people are listening to your music, you're responsible for that. Because if you listen to Melly Holly stuff, I can't even talk, these are my teeth, is what my father would say right now. It comes on you, and it weighs you down, and it can make you feel depressed. A song, raindrops are falling on my head. That'll make you feel good. So
you like to take people on a journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
In your music, and that is the journey of the fight.
Yeah.
And that is the process that you find yourselves in this season, and that you hope your music hits the listener as well.
Hope. I like that right there.
The quote. Whenever we first decided to do this record, we were working on the worship project, and we were like, Jordan called me up, and we just immediately clicked on this idea. We really need to do another, just straight up do a record together. Let's do it ourselves. And I'm like, okay. This could be good or really terrible.
Because we put our worship record on pause.
Yeah,
is what we did.
And we really went all in with it though, with this thing. Okay, what is this record about? And he's like, well, I just know it needs to be called The Fight. And it was like, because some of the things that these songs are about and these struggles, I don't want to be doing a record about them whenever we've reached victory land over here. And we're all like, and so that was another reason also we had to go in and do this record.
Would you play some more music?
I'd love to.
What do you think you want to do now?
Let's save it now. Let's do Time for Us to Go. This song's about our grandparents.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We wrote this. Our grandpa passed away before our grandmother, and they were just the most epic love story ever. Like they were married for almost 60 years.
Almost 55 years.
Okay, and it was just a really epic love story. And we were thinking how that must have been for our grandma to have to wait to see our grandpa again after that, after he passed. And we're thinking, that process of knowing you're getting ready to cross over, what that must have been like.
Yeah.
And the conversations I'm sure she had with God about it, and the nights where it was just her in that house by herself. So in the beginning verses, you hear my grandma, like we're speaking for her, saying, I've been wondering if life's going to get any better living without you. And then you hear my grandpa talk back. And then in the chorus, it's basically grandpa talking to grandma. And it's just a conversation song.
It's an epic love story, but taken from a what if you could kind of fantasize about what those thoughts and that conversation would be.
Yes.
The dialogue from that side to our side. Yeah.
Let's hear the love story now. Let's hear this.
I've been wondering if life will get any better than these days living without you. I know you will. I'm hearing all of this by the gates tonight. I overheard God saying you got just a little more time before it says, come on my baby, come now my lady. It's time for us to go. It's time for us to go. So don't be afraid, come walk my way, so I can take you home. So I can take us home. We'll live it up there. Walking these golden streets, I've been planning all the places you'll go with me. You're gonna go there with me. And I know there are nights that you feel pain, and I know there's sometimes you wish you could change where you are to where I am. So just hold on. Come on, my baby, come now, my lady, so I can take you home, so I can take you home. And don't be afraid, come walk my way, so I can take you home, so I can show you home. We'll live it up there. By the hand and led you into flight, ripped away the pain and gave you new life. He gave you life. He led you to the river and you began to cry. Tears of joy streaming down your face and at your side. And there I stand, and I've been waiting to show you. I'm so ready to show you. So come on, my baby, come now, my lady, so I can take you home, so I can take you home. And don't be afraid, come walk my way, so I can take you home. I wanna show you home. We'll live it up there.
Yeah, all right, guys. Love it, love it. So that is what they're some of the stuff they're going to be getting on the fight.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do an iPod alert here. What are you guys currently listening to? Go down loud. I want to know what. I mean, your own stuff, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. But what are some? If I was to, look in your CD player or your iPod, whatever MP3 player, what would I find in the middle of right now?
Well, on the way up here, I was listening to Never Shout Never. You're in Joplin, you got to listen to a little NSN. You got it, man. That's what's currently on mine right there. So.
I'm still listening to old Safety Suit records.
I just knew we were really like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Right.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
As funny as that is.
Oh, hey!
You'd probably find no Adele, really. Probably some of that.
Yeah.
Man it up. Wow, that sounds really mean. We'll man it up a bit with some Adele.
Do you ever hear him bellowing from the backseat? We could have had it all.
In his
Like,
sleep.
sit down,
Unfortunately,
man.
all the time. Yeah.
What about you, man?
Oh, normally I'm just listening to worship. Obviously, everybody that knows me knows I really love Carrie Job's music.
Yes.
I really dig that.
Yes.
And I'm down with Taylor Swift, John Mayer, all that.
Yeah.
I honestly, I only have 2 records on my phone right now, other than our new one that's not out yet. It will be here very soon. But and that's Tom Petty's Greatest Hits and Born and Raised by John Mayer. That's all I got.
What is a group or an artist, and anyone can chime in here, you know, that you see that's up and coming as well, that you just have an affinity for, and you say, man, this cat is going places, or these guys.
Finding
are-
Favor.
Yeah.
I really dig Finding Favor's music.
Yeah.
Something about their tone and sound is just different to me. I can't explain it. I love it though.
Yeah. Talk about Finding Favor.
I'd have
You
to
guys
agree.
know the
Yeah,
guys.
We got to play with them here in Joplin
Yeah.
for the first time. And yeah, just great guys, great ministry.
Yeah.
First heard
Good
about him through
personality.
our producer. They've worked with our producer Ed Cash, so heard about him through him, and we said, "Hey Ed, we're getting ready to play with your boys. Finding Favor." He said, "Yeah, you got to talk to Blake. He's a good dude."
That's great.
So we went searching for Blake that night, and we hit it off immediately. So.
as you talk to Blake and some of the guys, and of course some of the guys from Third Day and Ed Cash, and you're in the same fraternity and wheelhouse as these guys, so to speak. Where does that cast your vision to? As you guys are sitting around sharing your dreams, I want to see those. I want to hear about those.
We have to guard it a little bit.
Yeah.
We can share a little bit. You know,
Okay.
Joseph made a big mistake. Joseph, he didn't ponder the vision like Mary did. See, the Bible tells us that Mary, when the angel came to her and said, you give birth to the Son of Man.
Sure.
It said she pondered it. And so Joseph, everybody thinks that it was God's plan A for him to go through everything he went through. I beg to differ. I believe God's plans are to prosper us, to keep us in health. I believe we go through things, and I believe there's an enemy that's roaring and prancing around, seeking who he may devour.
Sure.
But it's who he may devour, and he's prancing.
Prancing,
Yeah,
he's
I know he
prancing
is.
around.
He's prowling, but
Roaring! Well, give us a glimpse of just a little,
Yeah,
little
absolutely.
peek, a little sneak peek.
We'd love to.
As who would you like to work with?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's beautiful. It was so weird. 2 days before, share a little bit of this. 2 days before we got hooked up with our bro from Third Day, Scotty Wilbanks, we said, you know, it'd be really cool, because we were asking ourselves that, because, you know, you gotta have vision.
Yeah.
We said, you know, who could we see ourselves really going out with on the road, you know? And we said it would be really cool to kind of share the stage with Third Day and do some things with them. And then 2 days later, Scotty hit us up saying, I just heard your new song, The Fight. I saw your video, I'm digging it. And, you know, we're not rushing into anything there, but it's not, I don't believe it's coincidence.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty cool. So
Well, it's part of the promise
Yeah.
that you feel that God
Amen.
placed in
Yeah.
your heart. The Bible says you are in
Amen.
patience that after you've done the will of God, you will inherit or receive the promise.
Amen.
And the promise aspect of God's calling on your life,
Yeah.
and getting just a little glimpse in that.
Yeah.
Some dream artists to work for, or work with.
Yeah.
Go down the line. Who would you like to collaborate with?
I would really like to collaborate with Mayer.
Yeah, John Mayer.
Yeah, John Mayer.
I think all of us can say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just his style.
Just from a
huh?
guitar and a
Yeah.
songwriting
Yeah,
point
sure.
of view,
Just
like
It's awesome.
Just let me
This-
do one chord on one album, and I'll be fine.
Well, you know, it's completely possible because the producer who did Third Day's record this time, Springsteen,
Right,
Pearl Jam,
absolutely.
you know, O'Brien, you know, he did a lot of those artists as well, and now Third Day gets to work with him, and they
Yeah.
said, hey man, we feel like
I know it. Yeah.
we're in,
Yeah, right.
we made it a little bit, you know
Yeah,
what
right.
I mean? So that was kind of a neat thing for them. Who would you say?
I've got nothing. I can't think of one on spot like
It's
that.
okay.
I can't.
Oh, all right.
Really? Throw one out. You know you can.
I got nothing. I've been sitting here the whole time.
there's no artist you would want to collaborate or go play with or go out on the road with.
Everybody. I want to go everywhere with everybody.
And that's the dead truth. He only tells us
That
that.
is honestly
What
the
about you,
truth.
kid? We talk about it all the time.
Well, we wrote a song back in the day. What's it called?
If You Find
If
Love.
You Find Love. And, you know, we imagine, you know, duetting that with T Swift. So That'd be pretty sick.
That's our ultimate ultimate
Dude,
dream right there.
She's
is to
awesome.
get to that.
No, dude. Like,
You know.
as an artist, she's an amazing songwriter.
Sure.
Yeah.
For real. You
I-
know, and I
absolutely,
think it kind of brings back that old school kind of stuff. It's kind of like, you know, look at a guy like Bob Dylan, for instance, even though she's a way better singer. But, you know, that kind of swag back in the day, you know, it was about your songs and it was about your lyrics.
Sure.
And I think she's kind of brought some of that old swag back to today. when
And
she's not
nobody
back.
else in the industry would ever agree with you, but that's really
No,
cool.
but
No,
she's
but,
not-
you can't.
That's really cool.
You can't argue. With
Well,
it.
she's not
Can't
the
argue
best
with it.
singer, but she has the
lyrics.
best songs.
Yes.
So you can't argue.
And it was neat to know what she did for Need to Breathe. As well.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
absolutely.
They
I
tried
love it for that.
to take them.
We,
off
you know,
of
we'd
the
love to
tour.
work with Need to Breathe too. It's really one of the things we have to keep on the DL because everybody says we sound like them. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it out right now. We do love those guys.
There
we
you
think
go.
The music's incredible.
You get a bunch of folky acoustic songs and like a brother chemistry, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Especially when you
Need
were
to
born
Breathe.
in Georgia.
Need to
Where,
Breathe.
where were they born?
I don't even know.
I think it has to
Well,
be the South.
we've
Carolina.
gotten to explore the present project of where you guys are and what's happening. We've looked at the process
Yes.
of what God has taken you through.
Yes.
And some of the journey that you're on right now.
Yeah.
And to hear about the promise, you know, casting that vision and dreaming. And that gives those who are listening and those who are watching hope because we all sit around and dream as young boys and young girls of where God might take us. And so you guys breathe life into that. So that's a positive thing. Can
One
we
more
do
song?
another song?
It's
Please, come on. I know I'm
think
twisting
we
some
should
arms
play
here.
Really?
It's going to be off our worship album. It's in talks about maybe being the next song we do, but you know, it's
We're working with Ed Cash on. We didn't give up on the worship album. by the
yeah,
way.
we're still tracking.
We're tracking more on it next month with Ed, and so this is probably the next song that gets
What's
tracked.
this one called?
You Made a Promise. That's the rough title right now. That's the rough
The
title.
Promise.
Yeah.
How about that?
So we think it's
Worked out.
appropriate.
It's a little cold in here. These guitars have to be tweaked as you go.
song that's in my heart. It's longing to reach you, Lord. I'm longing to find you, and so I close my eyes and see that your light's all around me. I'm caught in your glory. I know you came to the world to save me. You made a promise you'd never forsake me. You didn't bring me here just to leave me here.
That's it. Wow. You want to fill up a place with the Spirit of God. That's the way to do it. So right there, I would love to be in the studio when you guys are doing that. The fight. Amazing. Amazing work, guys. There is someone watching right now that aspires to be sitting in these seats, just like you guys were. What do you say to them right where they are? There's a kid watching that needs some encouragement.
I would say seek the Lord first. You know, and that's something we've done firsthand. You know, we've had a lot of opportunities in 6 years, almost 7 years, something like that. You know, to get off track, pursue a different career. You know, and you know, the grass always gets greener on the other side. But if you stay true to what the Lord wants you to do, you know, all things will be added to you, and that's His promise. Yeah. So don't look at the lights, you know, all the glamour behind it, because you know, that's the wrong attitude to approach it, and you'll get caught up in a hole. And that, to me, is, you know, your testimony. I wish we didn't have time to have that. You know that firsthand. You know the other side of all that. Yeah. And then you know what it's like to be in that vein, in that anointing, seeking the Lord first, and watching everything just happen, fall into place.
That don't quit. If you don't quit, there's no way you can't win.
Keep fighting.
Come on.
Keep fighting. And this record too is almost all the way through the common link is the fight, and the other side of that is the support and the love and our experiences growing up with our family, and the family we were fortunate to grow up with, and the way we were fortunate enough to grow up, has played a big role. We're not millionaires. We're not flying around in fancy planes and playing sold out arenas yet. But it's because that's not what we really are aspiring to.
punch you in the face, man.
That is just, those are the things that we know are going to be the consequences of letting peace be your umpire, is what we've always been taught.
Yeah.
And just being yourself and letting you express who you are.
Yeah.
And that's the best teacher in life.
We've heard it, the present, the process, and the promise, and it's called the fight.
Man.
Consumed by fire.